everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I thought I would bring a very highly requested video, one that you guys have been asking for me to do for like quite a long time. How to get brands to notice you, / my tips and advice for doing like working with brands on PR, how to get PR, all that kind of thing. But the reason why I feel like I have a little bit of experience advice for you guys is because obviously I've done PR, not only as an internship, so I've worked in PR, and I know how their system works and I know how they find influencers. So as an influencer, I know what to do to be noticed by a brand. The first thing I'm going to cover is your Instagram profile. Now, this is a really important thing about marketing your brand correctly. Firstly, the profile picture. You want a picture of your face, something where people can see your face, brands can see what you look like. Try not to do like a mirror picture or like something of your back. Secondly is the name. So literally you just want to put your brand name, what you want to be known as a brand. So I want to be known as Olivia Grace, so I've written Olivia Grace. That's it, simple, short, sweet. Don't put loads of crap in your name, just keep it just the name. That's it. Simple, professional. The next step is the bio. So there are some key things that you need to put in your bio to make it. When brands are searching for PR, they will have interns or junior people on a junior level searching for people. So when I worked for like Hot Noodle and Knorr, I'd be told search for people, like we found out from this survey that people in Bristol really love soup. So you have to go and find Bristol foodies and you're searching hashtag this, hashtag that, you're searching into Instagram. So you want to make sure that in your bio you have your niches, what you like to cover on your account, so that say a skincare brand is trying to work out what you like to cover, they can just read it straight from your bio. So the first thing that I have on there is what my niches are. So fashion, makeup, lifestyle. That's what I like to cover. If you like food, you put foodie. Travel, travel. Restaurant blogger, restaurants. Comedy, lifestyle, makeup, skincare. Put it short, sweet at the top. So say you like fashion, travel and food. Fashion, travel, foodie. At the top, that's your headline, that is your niche. Next thing, you want to put what you do. So are you a blogger, are you an influencer, are you a YouTuber, and where are you based? So I know a lot of people don't like to say exactly where they're based, but if you're based in somewhere that's like quite popular, it is like, make it somewhat like the nearest city to you even, because again, brands get given a task to find influencers from a certain area. So if you're from Bristol, put you're from Bristol, based in London, Brighton based, Scotland based. Like put where you're from. I know some people don't like doing that, but if it's a broad area, there's nothing wrong with doing it. And also age, I think, is really important as well. If you put in there your age, it's quite nice because, apologies if the camera angle has changed. I just had a whole drama where the camera battery died, while like my other 4 fucking batteries were all dead as well. So I just had to sit and wait for it to charge, just sit on my phone. So yeah, say you're Dermalogica and you have a new product for age, like Age Rewind, you would rather send that out to older bloggers and older people than 16 to 18 year olds. The next thing I really recommend make sure you put in your bio is your contact email. Most bloggers have the business account feature where you can directly link your email, but when you work in a PR office, obviously you're working on a computer most of the time, and on the computer that link for your email address for the business account isn't on there. So if you work in an office, you've got to then get out your phone, search up this random blogger, and then press on their email to find it, and then it takes you to your personal email, and then you've got to copy it off your phone and then type it on a computer screen. And like a lot of the time you'll be like, fuck that, I'll just find a different person. Putting your email address in your bio is really helpful, because say you're making a big spreadsheet for potential bloggers for like an eyelash company, you'll just search like beauty blogger, bloggers, like London bloggers, UK bloggers, whatever, in hashtags, and you'll be scrolling through and I'll be like, oh, Liv Grace, let's have a little look at her account. Yeah, okay, right, she hasn't got an email address. I wonder if she's a business account. That's what you would think. But a lot of companies wouldn't have the time to be like, should I have a look on my phone to see if she's a business account, and then have a look and then press the email button and then copy that off of my phone and like type it onto my screen. No, they want to copy, paste something off of the bio. And I'm telling you now, the people that had their Instagram accounts written in their bios were the ones that got emailed first and the ones that got the products first. Another key thing is you want a call to action. So this is what you want people to do on your account. Do you want them to like tap this link below for more? Some really good things to do are have like milkshake, have a really good like mini website for your Instagram links, which I do have sometimes, or just put your link to your recent video here, recent blog post here. Regarding a business profile, I wouldn't say it's like essential, but I do have it set as a business profile. I think it does definitely make it look a little bit more professional, but I don't think it's the be all and end all, and brands wouldn't be like, oh, she hasn't got a business profile, I'm not interested in working with her. I wouldn't say it's majorly essential, but just make sure that your descriptor underneath is accurate to what you are. So mine at the moment is set as digital creator, because I wouldn't class myself as a blogger or a vlogger. Next thing I'm going to cover is how to get reposted, or how to have a chance of being reposted by a brand. So firstly, you want to think about the brands that you like and how they align with your niche and your style of photography or your pictures on your Instagram. So say you're really into fashion and your favourite store is New Look, like you always shop all your clothes at New Look. Just get an outfit where the main piece of the outfit is New Look, or the main feature is New Look. Have a look at New Look's Instagram feed, see what their like aesthetic is on their Instagram. Like, is it very monochrome? Is it very bright and white? Is it very colourful? Are they close-ups? Are they pictures of people like showing their outfits of the day? What is their style of imagery? Basically, you've got a picture. If you were running their Instagram, what would you want to post? So post something that's like their Instagram feed for a chance to be reposted. So the next thing I'm going to go to is approaching brands. A lot of people don't realise is that you can approach the brands yourself. You don't need to wait for Garnier to slide into your DMs. You take action. If you want to work with a brand, you fucking take action, girl. You go for it. If I want to work with a brand, I simply email them. There are a few key things that you want to involve in your email, and I'll write them on the screen on the list. Have a casual but kind of professional opening, a hiya, hey, hello, that kind of thing. You don't want to, dear sir or madam, you're a blogger, not an accountant, chill out. First paragraph, you want your stats. Who you are as a person, what your stats are. So you want, I always go, hiya, my name's Olivia Grace, I'm a small influencer with followers on my Instagram, a growing YouTube channel with subscribers, and I also have a blog which I dabble in, or whatever. What you like to do, I love to photograph, or I love to video my life, or I love to go to restaurants and try all their food. You say what you like to do, what your niche is, what your aesthetic is. The next paragraph, you want to say why you love their brand and why you think that your brand and their brand are matched. When I started working with Dermalogica, you tell them, I really love Dermalogica, I always have loved their products. It's really a classy, professional brand. I love the aesthetic, the styling of your Instagram feed is really clean, really professional. I love it a lot. I would love to promote Dermalogica because I think that my aesthetic fits yours perfectly, and I believe that my followers would really love to hear about the benefits of Dermalogica. And then do an action point. So what are you going to do with the product? Are you going to take pictures of it? So my camera's just died for the second time. Regarding finding the emails to send to the brands, literally just go on their Instagram page and they normally have an email address on it. Again, make sure that the brand lines up with your niche and your audience. Your audience is really important. Don't go trying to promote stuff that your followers clearly wouldn't like. But yeah, that is all that I am going to be chatting about today. If you guys would like a part 2 to this video, be sure to let me know by dropping me a comment down below and giving this video a big thumbs up. I'd love to do a part 2 because I feel like I have so much wisdom to spout for you all. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I would love you to join the family. Have a really amazing day, everybody, and I'll catch you all next week for a brand new video. Bye.
American boy, American boy. My guy pretty like a girl. Then he got